What's up, people? How are you doing? My name is Dani and welcome to the renovation of this monstrosity, the renovation of the Delgato's house. I don't even know where to start with this one, honestly. Shall I start with the fact that the third floor of this house is completely empty? Or by the fact that the kitchen / dining room / living room area is the size of a football field? You know what? Let me backtrack a little because the fact that the third floor of this house is empty is actually the smallest of this house's problems. Because you see, I don't even consider that an actual floor or an actual story. It looks more like an attic to me. And you might be thinking that an attic is just an extra story on top of the house, but I disagree. I don't think attics count as stories. I don't think basements count as stories either. Well, I mean, it depends on the size of the basement. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that I'm no stranger to empty attics. My house is kind of like that. It's not exactly the same because there's no direct connection between the attic and the inside of the house. You have to go outside and use the stairs outside to get to the attic. But my godfather's house is exactly like Delgato's, and their attic is empty too. I mean, at least it was, like almost 20 years ago. I haven't been to my godfather's house in a real long time, okay? I cut contact with that part of the family and I have no intention of reversing that. Anyway, what I meant is that an empty attic is not that big of a deal to me. So much so that I actually left it like that. But I will talk about it later. For now, I need to vent a little about how much of a nightmare this house was because I really can't believe the EA thought this house was fine. Have you seen the size of that thing? Have you seen the amount of empty space in that place? What's up with that? Why is it so big and empty and dumb? Listen, if this was a modern house, I would get it. I wouldn't approve of it, but I would get it. Big empty areas inside a house are kind of a trend right now. But this is a Dutch colonial house. I mean, they are known for having a lot of space, but not like that. That is just ridiculous. It took me 2 days to figure out what to do with it. Can you believe it? 2 freaking days. This video was originally 3 hours long, but I spent over 5 hours working on it because people kept interrupting me. I sped up the video 5 times, but it was still 37 minutes long. I didn't want to speed it up even more because, like, I don't know about you, but I get a little of a headache when the images flash too fast in front of my eyes. So instead, I had to cut a lot of stuff to make it more manageable. I cut out most of the roofing, for example, because I didn't really change anything on that part. I just made the necessary adjustments after fixing the floor plan and lowering the height of the walls. In fact, have you ever noticed that the walls on the first floor and the attic are medium height, but the ones on the second floor are short height? Like, how does that make sense, EA? Seriously. Well, anyway, moving on. What did I actually change in the house? Well, I made it smaller, and I still think it wasn't enough. I wanted to make it even smaller, but it wasn't very practical. I would probably have to change the disposition of some rooms, but if you have been watching my videos for a while, you know I like to keep the houses recognizable. And the thing is, if I were to make the kitchen on the first floor smaller, I would also be reducing the size of Evie's room on the second floor. And if I tried to make the corridor on the second floor smaller, I would be reducing the size of the living room and dining room on the first floor. So, of course, I could probably solve that problem by investing some more time on the floor plan. If I had built that little vet clinic in another way, and yes, Priya has a vet clinic of her own now, I will talk about it in just a second. But if I had put some more thought into the area, maybe I could have made the house even smaller. I'm sorry, my mental capacity has been really low these days, but it will hopefully get better soon. Anyway, about the vet clinic. Since, according to lore, Priya wants to run our own clinic and I saw some vet stuff in her house and everything, I thought it would make sense for her to start small with a little vet's office in her house. I built a waiting room, an examination room, and a lab so she could do all her work. Of course, I didn't know at first that you cannot start a home business in The Sims 4. I only found out about that later while I was playtesting the house. I think that's stupid, and I'm actually sad about it because I really like that little office. I put so much thought into it with the little signs on the walls and everything, and that's why I decided to keep it even if it's not functional. To To be honest, I don't know the first thing about vet clinics in The Sims 4. I've only played with a few pets so far and none of them got sick, so I never took them to the vet clinic. Right now I'm just hoping I place the right things in the right places. Because you can still use those machines and instruments to treat the pets in the house, or at least it seemed like it when I was playtesting. Again, none of the pets were sick, so I didn't get to properly playtest that part. And there's no way I would get the pets sick on purpose. Like, I'm okay with killing Sims and making their lives miserable, but there's no way I would ever hurt an innocent animal, not even in a freaking video game. The key word here is innocent, mind you. I've killed plenty of animals in video games before, but that was because they attacked me first, I swear. Actually, now that I stopped to think about it, I got to see my ex play Monster Hunter a few times, and I hated the game because of something like that. For those of you who might not know, Monster Hunter is literally about hunting monsters. You hunt monsters to complete quests, get the rewards, and use those rewards to get new equipment to hunt even bigger, stronger monsters. And that's it. That's the game. There's nothing else to it, really. The thing is, the battle system in the game can get quite realistic sometimes. If you were to hit the leg of a monster a couple times, you would get a warning saying that you broke its leg, and then the monster would start limping. Sometimes it would even try to run away, crying and dragging its broken leg, and my heart would break every single time. I would start nagging at my ex to either let the monster go or put it out of its misery once and for all. It was so sad. I won't ever play that game, it's too much for me. On the other hand, I almost pissed myself laughing when I saw that you can kick a squirrel in Baldur's Gate 3. I knew what was going to happen. I had read about it before, but I wasn't expecting to see that much blood, and for some reason, that made me laugh. I'm sorry, I know I'm weird. I have a very twisted sense of humor, okay? I'm pretty sure there's already a special place in hell reserved for me for laughing at inappropriate jokes. Anyway, let's go back to the build because I still want to say a couple more things about it. In fact, I haven't explained yet why I kept the attic empty, so here is the truth. I didn't put anything in there because, well, first, I didn't know what to put in there, and second, I ran out of money. Like, I really ran out of money. I had to sell a couple items that were in the household inventory, and I may or may not have cheated the money a little to properly finish the build. Listen, the item's value depreciates after you place them on the house and leave build mode, okay? So I thought it wouldn't hurt to give myself the difference. Usually I wouldn't bother to cheat the money as long as all the essential stuff was there, but this house is just so that I had to do everything in my power to make it at least a little bit better. The attic, however, doesn't count. I won't be seeing much of it anyway since there's nothing there, so out of sight, out of mind, you know? Oh, but I did divide the space into 4 rooms, I think, just in case. Another thing that I didn't really change was the landscape. Again, I had no money and I could have solved that problem by using debug stuff, but my patience was also running very low at that point. So I just rearranged the bushes, moved the pool, got some pet toys, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Oh, I should probably also mention this before I forget. I used those long ceiling lamps from the cats and dogs expansion on the master bedroom, but when I went to take screenshots, I realized those were way longer than I thought, so I decided to remove them. I mean, I don't think those would be a real problem. I'm pretty sure the Sims could go past them just fine, but for the sake of realism, you know, I decided to use other lamps. Anyway, I think I said everything I wanted to about the house, so let's move on to other subjects. As some of you already noticed, yesterday I published a little inquiry, or voting, whatever you want to call it, to know your opinion about Sims 4 videos without commentary. If you haven't seen it yet and would like to voice your opinion, you can go to the community tab on my channel's page. I will keep the post up for a couple more days. But so far everyone seems to be cool with it, so I'll most likely start recording those videos within this week. I probably should have done that sooner though, because I could really use one of those videos yesterday. This speed build was supposed to go up yesterday, but I had to delay it to today because, well, stuff happened. I don't want to talk about it. Actually, I know some people use these moments to talk about their problems, and I wish I had the courage to do that too, but well, I could even use some advice actually. But two of the people involved in one of my many problems are subscribed to the channel, and I don't want to take any risks. I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't watch my videos. They just subscribed because I told them about the channel and they wanted to support it, so they pressed the button. But I don't think they watch the videos. I could probably spend the next 10 minutes saying shit about them and they wouldn't know, so yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really say anything bad about them. Well, I wouldn't say anything mean about them, to be more accurate. I would just state the facts. If those facts paint them in a bad light, well, that's on them, not me. My dad is also subscribed to the channel, but that's not really a problem because his English is not good enough for him to watch the videos without subtitles. He only watched my first couple videos when I had the time and patience to write Portuguese subtitles. I would like to go back one day and add subtitles to all my videos actually, but gosh, it takes so much time to do that. Even with the automatic translation, it used to take me hours to get the subtitles for a 30-minute video ready. Like, who has the patience for that? I could be recording, editing, or making thumbnails instead. Those things are way more important to the growth of the channel, I would say, so no, I'm not doing subtitles anymore, I'm sorry. Maybe one day I'll be able to get some help with the channel and that will give me the time to write the subtitles, but not now. Definitely not now. Even if I heard that YouTube will soon allow its creators to dub their videos. I don't know how it will work, but maybe it will be faster than writing subtitles? We shall see. We shall see. Oh, but don't worry. Even if dubbing the videos happens to be super easy and simple, I will most likely keep recording in English. I tried to record a video in Portuguese once. It wasn't a Sims video, it was something else. But the thought that my mom was in the next room and she could now understand everything I was saying made me really nervous. So yeah, no Portuguese videos as long as my parents are home. I've been talking for a while, but the video is still going and I don't know what to say anymore. I'm trying to think of a funny story I could tell you or something like that, but recently my life has been mostly personal problems and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The game is finally out, by the way. I've been watching Maximilian Dude play it and the game looks amazing, but Max is trying to get almost everything done on his first playthrough and the game has like a billion side quests, which means that his progress in the story is very slow. Like, I get it, it's a very special game to him and he wants to take his time appreciating all the little details. That's actually the reason I'm watching him playing the game and not someone else. It's nice to see him being so passionate about it. The thing is, I'm a story-driven person, if that's an actual thing. Like, what I care about in any book, movie, video game, manga, anime, whatever, is the plot. I'm all about the plot, and I cannot force myself to care about the combat mechanics and leveling up the characters until I have the plot. I didn't really like FF7 Remake the first time I played it, to be honest. I thought the side quests were a pain in the ass, I was annoyed by the amount of monsters I had to fight just to go from point A to point B, and I hated most boss fights because they would take so long. I mean, granted, the boss fights wouldn't have taken that long if I had put some more effort into building the characters. I didn't know what I was doing for the most part of the time because, like, I just wanted to know the story first. It was only on my second playthrough on hard mode that I really started to enjoy the game. I knew the story already, I had connected to the characters, well, to some degree at least. So I was finally ready to focus on strategy, character stats, weapon upgrades, combat skills, and all of that. My second playthrough was so much more fun than the first one. I could finally appreciate all the little details because I was free from the plot cravings, you know? So after that, I made the decision that from now on my first playthrough of any story-driven game will be on easy mode. I don't care. Say whatever you want. I know my priorities and I'm not gonna apologize for it. Well, my priorities right now should be The Sims, but somehow I managed to talk about a bunch of different games again. I can hide my obsessions, can I? I bet the people who told me to talk until the end of the videos are regretting it right now. I'm sorry, I'll get better at it with time. I should probably get better at building too, so the videos won't be this long and I won't have to talk this much. Oh, actually, here is something about The Sims. So I saw the news about a new bug that is basically erasing the moodlets from certain save files, and that one actually got me scared of playing the game. I haven't played much since the update. Actually, I think I haven't played at all. Not with households, I mean, I've only been building, so I didn't notice if my game has this issue or not. But tomorrow I will be recording the next episode of the 100 Baby Challenge, and I'm so scared this will happen to me. I don't think there has been any news about a fix to this problem yet. I know a mother made a quick fix because, yeah, they are always the ones fixing EA's mistakes, but I'm the type of player who likes to keep the game as vanilla as possible, so I would prefer not to download that mod. I only have 2 mods installed in my game, believe it or not. Well, actually 3, because the tool mod and the better build by mod are technically 2 different mods. And then I have the MC Command Center mod, and that's it. No other mods, no custom content, nothing. But I have to admit, it's getting harder to resist the urge to download some custom content. I recently saw some videos of people reviewing fan-made packs, well, more like kits, and they are so good. Honestly, I think the only reason I didn't do that yet is because the custom content will make it more difficult for people to download my builds from the gallery. You would have to install the same CC as me in order to get the full build, and I'm not sure I can keep track of all the stuff I will use to then give you a list of what you need to download. So yeah, it's probably better to keep my build CC free. Anyway, there are still a couple more minutes left to the video, but I really don't know what else to talk about, and I'm getting kinda tired, to be honest, so I think I will end it here. Sorry, I won't be covering the whole video again, but I will do better next time. If we are lucky, the next one will be shorter too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, because I'll be back in a couple days and you don't want to miss a thing. Trust me. See you then. Bye!